Hey guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber from Jin Cosplay, and today we're back at you guys with Viking! Episode 12, Season 5.
Last episode we went back to England. Lagertha chose to flee. They don't have enough men to fight back Ivar, who's got Kattegat now.
Yeah.
Rollo offered them safe passage to France, and he tried to play the daddy card with Bjorn, but Bjorn is not taking it.
Yeah.
It was actually sad for Rollo. He seems destroyed by it, but I kind of want to say you're too late, man. Like, you should have tried to be a dad to Bjorn before if you thought you had a right to it, you know? You did train him, but it's not enough. So he's back. He went back to France after, you know, giving his really big bill to Ivar.
And Ivar did pay the bill.
He's not happy about having to pay him this much every year.
No.
So I don't know why I have a feeling that this deal is not gonna stand. But in the meantime, we've got Lagertha, Bjorn, Uba, and the rest going to King Alfred. So I wonder how he's gonna react to this.
Yeah, because he said that he already had the church on his back because he wants to modernize the writings of gods, basically.
Yeah.
And what is he gonna do about the Viking on his territory now?
It's when you're king, you have to answer to a lot of people. So he's a kind guy, but he might not have the power to do what he wants, which is weird because he's king.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's jump in episode 12
and
see what happens. Good.
We didn't talk about it last episode, but since Lagertha did really sleep with Rollo while she was with Lagertha, don't you think that it's a bit hypocrite of her to judge her late husband on his cheating with Heahmund, or maybe because he chose to have her as a wife number 2 with her?
I think that's what hurt her the most. Because I don't think she cared as much that he slept with someone else than the fact that he brought her back. Well, he didn't bring her back, but she showed up in Kattegat intending to be queen and stuff, so that hurt. If she slept with Rollo, her husband was still Ragnar in the eyes of a lot of people.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a long time ago.
I'm not foolish enough not to recognize your potential for my kingdom. If you were willing to fight with us against the armies of your countrymen.
We may, on the condition that you allow us to settle in the part of East Anglia King Egbert gave to us.
I have every intention of honoring my grandfather's pledges, but first you must demonstrate your worth and your loyalty to our cause in battle.
We have a legal right to that land.
No, you
We
don't.
accept your offer.
Lagertha coming in like, shut up!
Glad. So, as long as we are allies and friends, you are free to use the royal villa as you wish. My servants are also your servants. My kitchens and cellars are there for your use.
Oof.
I believe you have 2 young children with you. Let us have a care for them also.
Thank you, Lord King.
The nobles are
We
not
fought
going to be
against you, and
happy.
now we shall fight together.
No,
with
they're
you.
not, but you
I
see
know my
potential in them that they don't.
For I know the
Sire, one small matter.
Yes.
I would like my bishopric back. I wish to be Bishop Heahmund of Sherborne once more.
Because we thought you were dead, the king felt obliged to appoint a replacement as bishop.
Oh.
I am not dead, so you can pronounce his appointment invalid.
In some ways, I wish I could. Lord Cuthred has already shown an appetite for fighting for clerical power. But unfortunately, I'm not yet strong enough to remove him, especially in your favor.
A lot of proving yourself on the way, you know, in the future of this show.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that, what's his name, Heahmund?
Yeah.
Is not, I don't know. He seems like he's part of the gang that doesn't trust the bishop anymore, you know?
I have chosen this woman to be my new wife. Her name is Freydis, and soon you will all know her as your new queen of
Okay.
Kattegat.
I sure hope she's not manipulating him.
I hope too.
He takes a wife, produces an heir, and then, in his eyes, Kattegat is his forever.
A good plan.
Except for one thing.
He can't produce children. He is boneless.
She seems too happy about that.
No, that's true. If he can't produce an heir, it's...
His reign is never gonna be confirmed, you know?
Yeah.
Not when there's a brother who could take his place and another king who wants to rule.
Yeah.
Don't. You know I can't.
You can do anything. Trust me.
I'm gonna make it rise, just trust me.
Ivar, to me you are a god.
The gods never had children with humans.
You are wrong. Odin conceived a son with Ren. You are a god. All you have to do is believe.
What kinky shit are you into?
I don't think that's how it works.
By your blood, I will bear you a child,
Yeah, that's not how it works.
a son. And he too will be a god.
You know what she reminds me of? Like fan fiction fantasy. Oh my god, that's a celebrity and she's in her own world and she thinks about some stories that are not true. She reminds me of that. You're a sweet girl, but you're in...
She's fascinated by his name, I think, by what he represents.
Maybe. Yeah.
But that's not how you make kids. So if she turns up pregnant, it means that she cheated, and that's never good.
My Lord Heahmund, brother in Christ, let us embrace and thank God for your return.
You kind of stole my position, dude.
Lord Cuthred, how strange it is to find you set upon such a sacred stage. I never thought your ambitions were fixed upon our holy church.
He's like someone fighting for his territory.
I struggle. You like being a prince of the church because of these fine robes and the trappings of high office. And the power. And if I have that power, do you suppose I would willingly renounce it? This is my place. You are a hypocrite and should step aside.
I would.
The Lord finds you out.
On the contrary, I believe I and others who share my opinion are doing the Lord's work and protecting the church against the attacks of our new king. The death of King Aethelwulf was a tragedy for Wessex, and the ascension of his son a most dangerous outcome for all of us who believe in our holy Catholic Church and the future of our country.
And so you would seek Alfred's overthrow?
Heahmund, I did not say so.
You did not have to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's something.
You learned something very, very important.
Yeah. They're trying to, I mean, they're fighting against Alfred, so...
Yeah. Oh, girl.
Gotta give him a son! Hurry up!
Beautiful your love for Ivar, girl. Beautiful.
But surely he's not stupid enough to think... Or she thinks that she can convince him that by telling him he's a god over and over again, he's gonna believe he's actually a god.
May I introduce my niece, Princess Alfred?
Princess, please, sit.
Also, they're cousin.
It's not unheard of.
I know. I know.
Awkward.
So you are Manel's daughter?
Yes.
I remember Manel before the gates of York. He saved my life.
I didn't know that. I just heard he died in battle.
The Northmen were pressing us back. He sacrificed himself for us.
But are these not Northmen?
It's a long story.
The sons of King Ragnar Lothbrok, the most famous of all Northmen, on our side and prepared to fight for us.
Who is that?
Oh, not another one. Are you kidding me?
That won't do if the future queen's gonna shake a bang with Bjorn.
No.
It amazes and disquiets me that the King of Wessex allows such people to live freely at his villa. Sons of Ragnar, who most violently put to death both King Aela and King Egbert.
He's looking at the princess!
Like honored guests.
Keep it in your pants. Holy shit.
You can't. She's a beautiful woman.
She's a woman. That's all he needs.
You asked to see me.
Yes. Please, sit.
Or not.
I think your brother Bjorn has set his heart against me.
He feels betrayed.
But what can I do? It was not of my doing. And for the time being, it is not easy for me to grant you those lands again. Many are against it.
So what are we supposed to do?
A concilium. You could publicly renounce your pagan gods and be baptized as a Christian.
Can't imagine Bjorn would ever agree to that.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Bjorn,
Oh.
but about you.
For the sake of your people? I mean, Ragnar did it for good reasons.
Rollo did it.
Rollo did
Twice.
it for a joke.
True.
You do that for me, Uber, and a part of my burden is lifted. Ragnar talked to me when I was a boy, and he talked about your people, my people, sharing the land. And I think that of all his sons, you are the closest to him. He told my grandfather that he no longer believed in your gods.
I will need time to think about what you have told me.
He's considering it. He's being offered a chance to lead over Bjorn.
True. I don't think that Bjorn will like it.
No, and the other Vikings might not like it either.
I am with child.
That was soon.
Don't be so dumb to believe her. Come on. No.
With your child, Ivar.
Oh my god, and it's so happy. Oh
It's
my god.
breaking my heart.
I love you.
For sure he's gonna figure it out eventually. It's gonna break him. Oh no. Not real, not real. Not real. Who's thinking of this? Ivar?
Okay.
And then she
Not-
I mean, what if she shows up and is actually saying like, "Hey, I'm pregnant with your child." You.
Mind.
That actor has a lot of talent. I'm just gonna say
Yes,
it.
he does.
I see why a woman would be attracted by a Viking. How they do things too. How free they
What
are.
are you doing?
In a society where women
dangerous.
are bound. Like, so yeah.
Yeah. And it's fucking
No.
Bjorn too,
Yeah.
but
He's a beautiful man.
he's a beast. But this is not gonna be this is not gonna have a happy ending. They already don't like them, you know? God forbid she falls pregnant too, you know?
Look, Alfred, I'm with child. Your child.
It hurts to see history repeat itself.
Yeah.
I wonder if someone is gonna kill her. She's so unstable.
She might. Oh.
Oh shit. You think it's happening for real? I think it's happening for real.
Don't kill me. I love Ivar.
To my Lord Heahmund, brother in Christ, I ride this day with a most heavy heart.
What has brought you here?
I challenge you. I try like that combat.
You know, I must show respect.
They know that shit's about to go down, so they left.
You have forced me by your hypocrisy, by your danger to my king. You are a most troublesome priest, a hollow man.
Careful.
You have no true faith.
You don't try to kill a warrior, Bishop.
I saw her the warrior bitch.
This is how the world will end. No, just your world.
Yep, your faith in God has changed, man. I don't think that God would approve Bishop Heahmund.
Depends on how he sees it. He keeps justifying his actions left and right. Well, I'm in the fight with the Vikings because surely if I'm here, it's because he sent me here. He keeps trying, he keeps transgressing.
The one thing that he said that I can agree upon is that you say that you're a man that serves gods, but all that you can think of is your golden robes and your
That
and your
struck
gold.
me too.
And I know that in history and even today, baby, stop it. I know that many people were angry against the church because they were living in richness, and
Even today.
they said that you need to live humbly and in poverty because you're gonna be rewarded in your afterlife.
Even
But they
today,
don't
like
care
you could
about
argue that they preach about saving the people that need help. You know, say changing the world, helping to stop starvation and stuff. And if they gave up all the riches that they have in their churches or like just the Vatican, you could probably solve world hunger with all the shit they've got locked away in their vaults and stuff. And I mean, this richness is serving who exactly, you know? No one. What do you need all that for? Absolutely nothing. It's to feed a persona. It's to feed an image of you know, being holier than thou. You know, it's so the Pope looks bright and shiny. It's so people look up to him like they do celebrities. And when did that start? What's the true purpose of that? I mean, we weren't there, so we don't know. All we can do now is observe that, hey, like, there's a lot of poor people around. You want to help them out, but you're richer than most. So what the hell is going on? Mm-hmm. It did struck me too, the speech he gave him about him not wanting to be the bishop because he wants to serve God, but just because it gives him a lot of power, a lot of riches, and that's one thing with Heahmund is I do believe he's doing what he's doing for God, for his faith. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why every time he sins, he feels the need to punish himself, you know? If he didn't care, he would just sin left and right and just try to hide it, and that's it. Yeah. Because public opinion is important. And that's a lot, that's what was the most important in this episode, is like public opinion and what's going to happen with it in the future. Because there's a lot of stuff happening that's gonna impact the society, and the
Yeah.
society holds the true power. Like, we saw it with Alfred. Like, even if you're king, you have a lot of things to do and a lot of people to answer to, and if you do stuff that they don't appreciate, you're gonna lose your power pretty fast.
Maybe not just the power.
Yeah. So, seeing Heahmund, I am pretty sure that Heahmund really has faith and is doing what he's doing for God.
Yeah.
He did use his position a couple times for his own benefit, for, you know, to sleep with faithful servants and stuff. Like, he's done it in the past, but he usually punishes himself, and it's I think it's the difference between him and the guy he just killed. Now, they both had secrets on the other. The difference was that everyone knows that Heahmund is sleeping around. And it's a secret that could destroy him, but it's not as intense as, hey, you're planning on overthrowing the king.
Yeah. That
So-
won't do.
Yeah. But for sure, like, but the thing is, we agree that he probably was the better bishop in this situation, and that we know that he's going to help the Vikings. We know he's going to help our people. He's going to help our characters, but then him killing the current bishop is not going to win him any points with society. Especially, like, there's still a guy that saw him sleep with Lagertha.
Yeah.
If someone else sees them, or if he spreads the word, it's gonna reflect badly on Lagertha and the bishop.
I think that Heahmund is at a turning point, because before that I could maybe excuse why he was killing people, because he was killing the enemy of God or the enemy of England, basically. But now he's killing people who are threatening him, that are his own kind, basically. And
Well,
are
yeah. Yes and no.
what would be the next step for him?
I
you know?
agree, but at the same time, it's not like he has not done this before. You know, go against his church and having as an excuse, well, he put me on this path, God put me on this path, so obviously it was his choice and it was part of his plan,
but
you know?
when he was fighting with Ivar or with Lagertha,
He didn't have much choice.
he didn't
but
have much choice.
He could have died.
And in his mind, he was still fighting enemies of God, because these men are
for the pagans.
So
For the pagans, though. And we could argue that he could have just died, you know? He was saying to the other bishop, like, would you, you know, castrate yourself? Would you pry your eyes out, you know, hurt yourself, die for God? I don't think so. And I'm like, well, you wouldn't either. You know, when you faced the choice, you decided to fight back.
True.
So, technically, he's willing to do a lot for God, but now, maybe it's because he met Lagertha and he's got a relationship that he wants to maintain. So we'll see, but I think that like you said, it seems that he's starting to fight for himself a little bit.
I'd like to talk about Bjorn and
fucking hell.
the princess.
Jesus fuck.
I mean, we already know that Bjorn has a thing for women in general. Like, seriously.
The thing is, she's supposed to be a virgin. If she marries the king, if they were alone, maybe he could understand and be like, you know what, we have to marry because of politics, so you can do like his dad did with Judith, you know, you can have your extramarital relationships, and I'll do what I want to do, but in the face of the public, we're going to be married. But these things usually happen in front of a crowd, so they're going to notice that she's no longer a virgin when that happens. And that's if she doesn't, you know, become pregnant with Bjorn's kid. And that's if no one notices that she's kissing him and sleeping with him, you know, all over the place. Because, I mean, we saw with Heahmund and Lagertha that when you think you are alone and hidden from the public eye, you usually are not.
There's always someone watching.
Always. So, it's obviously gonna reflect badly on the Vikings, on Bjorn, and it's obviously gonna reflect badly on her. But people don't care about women in those days, so it's mostly gonna reflect badly on the Vikings. So they're gonna be hated even more. Someone is gonna scream that they destroyed that poor girl's virtue, and that now that she can be married,
tainted her,
yeah. So
stuff like that.
It's history is repeating itself, which is really realistic because it happens all the time. But I'm just at this point, I'm just expecting it with Bjorn, and every time it actually happens, I'm just disappointed even more. You know, I'm like, keep it in your pants, man. You are not in a safe position. Nothing is guaranteed. I know Alfred is saying that he's gonna help, but he has a point saying that politics are not as easy as they seem. He might be king, but he doesn't have the power to give them lands.
Even though that we're saying a lot that he got Ragnar's way of ruling in Kattegat, he didn't get his way of being diplomatic with other people, and he's so frustrated and passionate and angry as a Viking,
And he shows it.
that he cannot have a civilized conversation with Alfred.
To be
And
fair,
that could be bad in the end.
but to be fair, they did think that they were granted the title, you know, by Egbert. So they just learned that they were fooled. They just learned that they were betrayed. So in that situation, what's to say that Alfred is not going to betray them too, you know? He's asking for their loyalty, but who's to say that... Egbert did the same several times too, you know? He had them fight for him, he had them defend him, and then he gave them lands, and he killed them all, you know?
True.
So as long as he doesn't give them something, and we know he can't right now, but as long as he doesn't give them something, I understand why Bjorn, Ubba, and everyone else feel... you know, uneasy about helping him, about giving him something without having something in return.
Well, at least he was honest that right now I cannot give them something in exchange.
And he offered something. He offered a deal to Ubba, which could be a good opportunity for him to rise in the ranks. There's not a lot of them around, and if he does that, it's gonna make him look like the man in charge in front of all the Christians around. Bjorn
won't like it. Bjorn won't like it.
I'm sure but at the same time, like, Bjorn doesn't... He might not like it, but he doesn't want to settle either.
No. He wants to explore, travel.
Yeah. I could see Ubba becoming the leader of the settlement in Wessex. The one that he wants to give them, you know? If it happens, if it works out, because if he does that, we know from past experience that the Vikings don't look happily on a Viking who you know, rejects his religion. So we'll see. But I mean, it's not like they have much choice. So they might be willing to understand a little bit more. Although, I mean, we'll see. Mm-hmm. Depends on who's around. Depends on who's supporting him. Like, there's always one guy who's like doesn't want to see that he had no choice. But we'll see.
Okay, let's talk about Freydis a little bit.
How do you remember all these names?
I got good memory sometimes.
Gosh, you're good with names.
Ivar's
new wife.
I'm pretty sure that Ivar is not that dumb that to believe that she can get pregnant only by bleeding. That doesn't work like that. So, do you think that it did get up, but it couldn't shoot?
No, I don't think no. I think we say he's not dumb enough to believe in it, but the reality of it is the story, the fact that Ragnar is a descendant of Odin and stuff, it's been told ever since season 1. Yeah. And they truly believe in their gods. They truly believe in their religion. Ivar is convinced he saw Odin, and he did see, like, a guy show up and telling him his dad was dead, you know? He did see someone. So there's a certain amount of supernatural that exists in the show. We could argue that A, he was hallucinating, or A, you know, Floki was dehydrated when he saw the gods on his island and stuff.
Yeah. We
could argue. But the thing is, if we put ourselves in their mind, they truly believe that they exist. Otherwise, he wouldn't go into battle and not protect himself, you know? And he's got this woman beside him telling him over and over again that he's special, he was chosen, he's a true god. I think... And then after that, he truly believes that she loves him, that she's faithful to him, and she shows up and tells him she's pregnant. I don't think his first thought was, oh my gosh, she cheated on me and she's pregnant with someone else's child. I think there's a chance that he started believing it. Hey, I'm actually a god. And you know what? It worked. she's pregnant with my kid. It's something that he thought he could never have, and now she's opened up the door to that possibility.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna believe it, but it's gonna be easy to well, easy now, but now that Margrethe is dead.
Well, maybe not, because Rollo, if we just think about Rollo and Lagertha, Rollo is saying that Bjorn is his child because he was sleeping with Lagertha at the same time.
Yeah.
So if Ivar truly believes that the son or daughter is his, you won't maybe see the difference.
To him, maybe, but when it comes down to succession,
yeah.
I know that the Vikings don't have, like, it doesn't work the same as it does in England and everything. Like, it's not because you're king that your son is gonna become king after you, but it's gonna, I mean, it's likely, when your dad is king, the most powerful man around, there's a good chance that you're gonna be respected enough to become king after him, Yeah. You have a lot of chances, and it's gonna basically confirm his position as king of Kattegat, which I don't think Hvitserk is looking fondly upon, and Harold is probably feeling a lot of resentment towards Ivar because they agreed to work together if it meant that eventually Harold would be king of Norway.
Yeah.
Now he's lost everything, so maybe that drive is not there anymore. But as he lost everything, Ivar is gaining everything, and he's not honoring what he told him. So Harold is left with nothing, and we saw, like, there was a lot of looks sent from Hvitserk to Harold, and now Margrethe is dead, so who killed her? If it's Ivar, Hvitserk is not going to be happy about that.
I don't think that Hvitserk, because you thought that it was Hvitserk.
Well, for a sec, I thought it looked like him.
But I'm pretty sure that Hvitserk wouldn't have killed her like that.
No. At the same time, though,
because he does care about her?
I was saying that he does care about her. I was scared at first when she showed up, because Hvitserk is like the best he or she could ever have to, tell her crazy stories to. Yeah. About, oh, you deserve better, oh, you should be king and everything. She told all of that to Ubba, but Ubba is not, he wasn't seeking that. Hvitserk he's seeking recognition. He's seeking a path of his own. So having someone telling him, oh, you deserve it, that could have worked. In this episode, he kind of surprised me for the better. Like, he handled her well. He was like, he saw that she was losing it.
Well, after saying that, oh, you should be king. Yeah, you won't be a coward like Ubba. You kill Ivar, and you be king and I be queen.
She was losing it.
I think that after she got freeing of being a slave, she got in some way addicted to power.
Well, she looked mentally ill. She does look ill.
But I think it's the fact that she's been so paranoid about Lagertha and where she was that it affected her mentally so much, because she wasn't like that before.
No, she wasn't. But before that, she couldn't afford to be like that either.
Even before that, when she got free and she married Ubba, she wasn't like that. Yeah. It's just about being with Lagertha and seeing her above her as a queen and being scared of, if I do something wrong, Lagertha will kill me.
Well, I mean, it started because she was talking shit behind Lagertha's back. And she let it roll for a while, and then Lagertha decided to stop it, and she was like, we cannot afford to have you talk shit behind my back. Yeah. Not anymore. So then she started being afraid. And then Ubba, well, I mean, he got tired of hearing her speak about, oh, he could, overthrow Lagertha and everything. And he fell for Torvi. And she was abandoned again, and she had no one to protect her, and she had no one to, listen to her. Yeah. So it increased her paranoia, and she ended up with nothing. And I think she is mentally ill for sure. Like, she's got issues, and they can't deal with that properly in those times. And no one is actually helping her. They're actually feeding her paranoia. And now she's in the same, place as Ivar, who's always, been against her ever since that night. She's really afraid of him, and she's got Hvitserk, who's basically the second Ubba. So I don't know. Now she's actually dead. I think it happened, and Hvitserk is not gonna take that well, unless he was, concerned, and unless he was, responsible. But like you said, I don't see it either. I was just surprised because for a sec it looked like him. So It's dark
Or maybe we
on my
just
screen.
maybe we just didn't see it clear enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked a bit about Freydis and Ivar, but I was scared that she was manipulating Ivar,
Well, she is.
and yeah, we got the proof just right there.
I mean, her reasons might not be the obvious ones, but she definitely there's a reason why she's doing all of that and making sure that she gets pregnant with someone else. Like, she wants to secure her place by his side, and she's technically gonna be the mother of the future
prince,
king, you know,
yeah.
so, or future prince, yeah, technically. So we'll see where that leads her. I swear, if it hurts me to see Ivar so hopeful for a kid and so happy that this one thing that he was denied is now happening to him, and he's so glad. But I want to believe that he's gonna find out the truth, and it's gonna piss him off so bad. Oh. Okay, we're gonna move on. It was a long conversation.
Well, a lot happened.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for watching this with us. If you want to see the next episode right away, it's already on Patreon. Check it out. The link is in the description.
So don't forget to subscribe if you're watching now, and if not, wait for the next one to be out on YouTube, which
Yes.
will be soon.
Yes.
Till then, guys.
Bye.